So, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Namaskar. The Indian Sakura Science Club Alumni Association, ISSCA, and the Japan Science and Technology Agency are delighted to welcome you all to the fourth Indian Sakura Science Club Alumni meeting, which has a theme of promotion of Indo-Japanese intercultural exchange programs for catalyzing greater advancements in science and technology. I welcome you all the participants who have joined us over online, and the dignitaries who are in Japan and in India as well. My name is Pragya, and it is my honor to be the moderator for today's meeting. Before this meeting starts, I would like to explain the agenda for today's meeting. We will have speeches from the honorable and esteemed guests and keynote speakers who have kindly agreed to spare their time out of their busy schedules. Later, we will have a short photo session. Please don't forget to switch on your cameras so that we can have you played. And then after this, there will be a sharing experience session of ISSCA members. And finally, there will be a session by JASSO regarding the study and work in Japan. I hope their presentations will help and motivate at least some of you to experience the cutting-edge science and technologies available in Japan, and will encourage the participants to join hands for Indo-Japan intercultural exchange. I would like to remind you that each session with invited speakers will have a short question and answer session. Please feel free to write your questions in the Q&A box only. And we ask your understanding that we can take up only few of the questions because of the time limit. And with this, I would like to introduce our first speaker for today's meeting, Dr. Kishi Teruo. He's the Director General, Sakura Science Program Headquarters, JST, Japan. Dr. Kishi holds a PhD in engineering from the University of Tokyo. He has served at several esteemed positions like the Director General of the University of Tokyo Research Center for Advanced Science and Technology, Director General of the National Institute for Advanced Interdisciplinary Research, President of the National Institute for Material Sciences, Vice President of the Science Council of Japan, and Chairperson of the Japan Federation of Engineering Societies. Dr. Kishi has been awarded a number of honors like the USA Distinguished Life Membership, ASM USA, to name just one. I welcome Dr. Kishi to deliver his speech.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kishi Teruo, and let me welcome you on behalf of JST. I would like to express my deep appreciation to all of you for attending today's meeting as a co-sponsor at this event. As you know, JST started the Sakura Science Program in 2014 to invite talented young human resources for short-term visit to Japan. Up to now, more than 33,000 people from various countries have already participated in the program and are now members of our alumni association, the Sakura Science Club, or ISSCA, in each country. India's ISSCA has around 3,000 members. This ISSCA activities is carried out voluntarily by the members, and I'm very happy that through this activity, the cooperation between individual members will deepen. JST is very happy to support these alumni associations. This year, 2022, marks the 17th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between Japan and India. During this period, a wide range of cooperation has been carried out between the two countries in the fields of economy and human exchanges, as well as science and technology. The governments of both countries, as well as relevant institutions such as universities, recognize the importance of SSP and SSC and has been strongly supporting. This alumni meeting is held as one of the events to commemorate the 70th anniversary, supported by Japan's Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Due to the impact of COVID-19 this year, this SSC will be held in the form of a meeting in Delhi by some members and a combination of online. I hope that many participants will enjoy this event and the ISSC activities inspires you and maybe opens up new and exciting paths for your future life and career. JST will do our best to continue supporting the Sakura Science Club and its members, so please stay connected with us and Japan. Last but not least, I'd like to thank Hosoda Sensei, the embassies of both countries and related organizations for their support. Once again, welcome to the meeting and thank you very much for your attention.
I thank you, Dr. Kishi, for your motivating words and encouraging the participants to join hands. Now moving to the next speaker. The next speaker is Ms. Antara Puranik. She is a new main coordinator of Indian Sakura Science Club Alumni Association. She has completed her bachelor's degree in botany from Ferguson College, Pune. In this year only, I would like to congratulate her for her bachelor's degree. She visited Japan in 2018 as a high school student. She was selected as one of the coordinators of ISSCA in 2019 and was promoted as the main coordinator ISSCA early this year. She is also a trained Kathak dancer. Let's welcome our young and dynamic main coordinator of ISSCA, Ms. Antara Puranik. Antara, the screen is yours.
Good morning in India and very good afternoon in Japan. Respected Dr. Kishi Teruo, respected Mr. Hosoda Hiroyuki, His Excellency Mr. Suzuki Satoshi, His Excellency Mr. Sanjay Kumar Verma, respected Ichiro Sori sir, Yuji Nishikawa sir, Hongking Oi sir, and Kazuhiko Aoki sir. We also have dear Mariko-san, Erika-san, Sakai-san, and Mayu-san. Today, we are a part of the Alumni Association of Sakura Science Club. Today, my friends Dr. Pragya and Priyam are here to explain in detail on how to pursue higher studies in Japan. I visited Japan as a high school student and now I have a bachelor's degree. So today I am going to from the viewpoint of a student, hoping that other aspiring students will find it useful. Just as the tour of Japan was memorable for me, I am sure it was memorable for all of you too. Japan is one of the most technologically advanced countries in the world, with a society that has effortlessly incorporated nuclear power and robots as a regular part of their daily life. Japan is one of such countries which not only provides ample higher education opportunities to Indian students, but also educates them about their rich culture and heritage. Japanese culture teaches us that everything should be done with a full efforts and involvement, and yet it is very important to remain detached. Orderliness, honor, and respect for others is a part of their culture. It is an honor for me to be the part of Sakura Science Club Alumni Association and also to be appointed as the main coordinator. And I take this opportunity to express my heartfelt gratitude to all the officials and coordinators for believing that I am capable of this work. Friends, it is not always that you need a lots of years to learn something. Sometimes you learn very fast about human values from how others treat you. If you visit Japan, you will learn how to work hard and smart and how to treat others better for working smoothly. I did have a lot of interactions with dignitaries and officials from Japan, especially during the preparations of this meeting and for earlier meetings, and most of the meetings being online. With the permission of the chair, I would like to share some experiences that have made a lasting effect on my mind. The first thing that I learned is punctuality. I learned that Japanese officials, in spite of being very busy, in spite of having very hectic schedules, always show up on meetings on time, sometimes a bit earlier than actual time. Second thing I learned was to write down all the points of discussion and keeping the records of the proceedings. I also learned the importance of time. People from Japan put extra efforts in everything they do and they micro refine their plans to perfection. Success to our alumni activity is only because of these efforts. My friends Mariko-san, Erika-san, and Sakai-san and Mayu-san taught me to always keep smiling, whatever may be the situation. Mr. Sori and Mr. Nishikawa are the eminent personalities with a combination of greatness and simplicity. Dr. Ui is a visiting professor to Tamil Nadu University, and in order to be the part of the student community, he has learned to speak Tamil. I don't know if we Indians would take so much efforts. Although during the past 2 to 3 years, there have been a lots of restrictions on us, such as no travels, no meetings, no workshop, and so on. So the Alumni Association is now bouncing back in action with increased enthusiasm and exciting plans, especially for the students, and we will inform that soon. One last very important thing for the students is that at many universities in Japan, students are taught in Japanese. Some courses may be offered in English as well, but the majority courses require an applicant to have proficiency in Japanese language. So it is good idea to start learning Japanese language so that by the time you are set to study in Japan, you have some proficiency in Japanese language. I hope this today's meeting will provide enough nutrition to make your career more successful. Thank you.
Such an encouragement to the young student and her warm welcome to all the participants. Now we move to our next program, that is speeches by our honorable guests. Our first guest speech is by Mr. Hosoda Hiroyuki. He is the speaker of representative and chairman, and to have a politician with us. It encourages signs that somebody is looking after us to having a funding and of course providing opportunities to everybody in science and technology. Mr. Hosoda Hiroyuki is a Japanese politician who has had served as the Speaker of the House of Representatives of Japan since November 2021. He is also a member of the House of Representatives since 1990 and served as Chief Cabinet Secretary from 2004 to 2005 and as Secretary General of the Liberal Democratic Party from 2008 to 2009. I welcome Mr. Hiroyuki to deliver his speech. Please, sir, the screen is yours.
衆議院議長で日本インド友好議員連盟会長の細田博之です。本日第4回インド桜サイエンスクラブ同窓会会合が開催されること、大変おめでとうございます。お祝いのメッセージを申し上げたいと思います。インドと我が国は1952年に国交を樹立し、今年は70周年と記念すべき年にあたります。この間、両国間では経済分野や人的交流の分野で幅広い協力が進められており、私自身も2016年に訪印し、ナレンドラ・モディ首相と面談して、両国間の
さらなる交流発展の重要性についてお話し合いしたところであります。科学技術、学術面における交流も盛んで、国交樹立後、インドからの留学生が日本の大学等に来られ、その人数は1万6000人を超えます。若者を中心とした人と人との交流は、堅固な両国関係構築の基礎となるものであり、今後も日本への留学生の受け入れを積極的に取り組むことに力を入れていくことが必要です。本桜サイエンスプログラムでは、2014年の設立以来、インドから約3000名の多くの才能ある若者が日本を訪れ、日本の先端的な科学技術や文化に触れる機会を得たと聞いております。桜サイエンスプログラムによる若者や留学生による交流活動は、両国の相互理解、友好促進にも大きな役割を果たしており、ひいてはインドと日本の両国の科学技術をはじめとした社会の発展に寄与するものと考えます。本日の同窓会にご参加の皆様が、今後のインドと日本の架け橋になっていただけると考えます。インドと日本は多くの分野で共通の価値観と関心を共有していると思います。私は今後日本とインドの関係がこの共通の価値観と関心を土台として政治・経済面はもとより科学技術や文化芸術など幅広い分野においてますます深まっていくことを確信いたします。ここでこのような両国間の発展に大きく寄与された安倍晋三元首相が残念ながら本年7月8日に凶弾に倒れ亡くなられたことに触れさせていただきたいと思います。安倍元総理におかれましては、2014年に日本とインドの関係を特別戦略的グローバルパートナーシップに格上げ、桜サイエンスプログラムについても、当時の日印両首相の共同声明で、その重要性がたびたび言及されるなど、日印関係に多大なる貢献をなされてきました。安倍首相に対し、この場をお借りして、皆様と共に深く哀悼の意を表したいと思います。私も日印友好議員連盟会長として、インドと日本のますますの協力関係の強化、人的交流の発展に引き続き努めてまいる所存であります。皆さんも今回の同窓会をきっかけに、日本とインドの架け橋として、日本との交流を一層進めていただきますことを期待いたします。ありがとうございました。
Thank you so much, sir. Your words mean a lot to us. Thanks for the encouragement and letting us know and giving us assurance that you are there to help us have this bilateral exchange more and more. Now, we move to our next guest speech by His Excellency Mr. Suzuki Satoshi, Ambassador of Japan to India. His Excellency Suzuki Satoshi has had a distinguished career and has held several positions of eminence. He has served in several countries, including United Kingdom, Indonesia, and Austria. Ambassador Suzuki has served as Special Assistant to the Director General, International Atomic Energy Agency, Deputy Director General and European Crisis Management and European Affairs Bureau, Consular Affairs Bureau, Director General Intelligence and Analysis Service, and Deputy Minister for Foreign Policy and Director General Foreign Policy Bureau prior to being appointed as the Ambassador of Japan to India. I request you, sir, to enlighten us with your words.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Bat-san. His Excellency Ambassador Sanjay Verma, Mr. Hosoda Hiroyuki, Speaker of the House of Representatives and the Chairman of Japan-India Parliamentary Friendship League, Dr. Kishi Teruo, Director General, Sakura Science Program, Headquarters, JST, Professor D. Shakti Kumar, President, India JSPS Alumni Association, distinguished members of ISSCA, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, namaskar and a very good morning to you all. It's my great pleasure to have this opportunity to congratulate the launch of fourth Indian Sakura Science Club alumni meeting. I'd like to express my sincere gratitude to the Indian Sakura Science Club alumni, the Japan Science and Technology Agency, and all other stakeholders for organizing this reunion. In Japan, we often say, seeing once is better than hearing 100 times. Of course, English version is seeing is believing. One can learn much more by actually seeing things with their own eyes than by hearing about them. The Sakura Science Program is truly an excellent program that allows you to come to see our country with your own eyes and gain first-hand experience of what Japan is like. I'm sure that people visiting Japan through this program have excellent opportunity to appreciate science, technology, education, as well as culture of Japan. In the first half of this year, Prime Ministers of Japan and India have made reciprocal visits within a short period of time. The Honorable Prime Minister Modi will visit Japan shortly to attend the state funeral of the late Prime Minister Abe. This shows how strong our partnership, friendship is. In addition to these top-level exchanges, grassroots-level exchanges among talented youngsters are also extremely important. Bilateral cooperation will be further facilitated by exchanges and interactions between young people like you. In particular, in order to deepen collaboration in the field of science and technology, which both countries are now focusing on, researchers need to have deep understanding of each other's challenges, strengths, and culture, and to create measures that will lead to innovation. Approximately 3,000 people have visited Japan from India through this Sakura Science Program, and they are taking this direction. Unfortunately, the visit to Japan has not been possible under this program for the past 2 years due to the COVID pandemic. However, with the efforts of all involved, exchanges have continued through online interactions. Now, with relaxing of border control restrictions on the side of Japan, scholarship students are gradually visiting Japan. I hope that more young people will visit Japan physically through this program. As a next step for Sakura Science Program, we welcome young people who are willing to study and research in Japan on a longer term basis. Currently, Japan is making efforts to accept more foreign students, including from India. The Japanese government, along with other Japanese organizations, supports Indian talents to study and make researches in Japan through various programs such as scholarships and grants. I sincerely hope that you all will study, work, and research in Japan in the near future. By the way, have you seen Sakura, cherry blossoms in Japan? It's a beautiful flower that blooms in spring. That is early April. And Japanese people love the season of Sakura. I know in India, it blooms in November, particularly in the northeastern states. Anyway, in Japan, Sakura is regarded as a symbol of new start and new encounter. I sincerely hope that through the Sakura Science Program, many young talents will meet each other and create synergies for new scientific and technological collaboration. I believe that our two countries have a lot to share and can complement each other. By working hand in hand, we can explore a brighter future for both of our countries as well as the rest of the world. So let me conclude my remarks by wishing you very fruitful discussions today and all the best in your future endeavors. Thank you very much and Dhanyawad.
Thank you so much, sir, for your words and sparing time out of your busy schedule. We'll move to our next guest speech by His Excellency Mr. Sanjay Kumar Verma, Ambassador India to Japan. Ambassador Sanjay Kumar Verma is an officer of the 1980 batch of Indian Foreign Services. He was stationed at the Consulate General of India, Hong Kong, and at the Embassy of India in China, Vietnam, and Turkey, before serving as the Consul General of India in Milan, Italy. Ambassador Verma was also the Indian ambassador to the Republic of Sudan. He has also served as a joint secretary in MEA in New Delhi. And prior to his arrival in Japan as the ambassador of India, he was posted in MEA New Delhi as additional secretary, administration, and was also in charge of the cyber diplomacy division. Due to his busy schedule, he is not able to join us online. However, he has sent us a video for all the participants and dignitaries. May I request to have the video on, please.
Speaker of the House of Representatives, His Excellency Mr. Hosoda Hiroyuki, Ambassador of Japan to India, His Excellency Suzuki Satoshi, President of JSPS Alumni Association, Dr. D. Shakti Kumar, Professor of Kyushu University of Technology, Dr. Hiroyuki Wagatsuma, distinguished speakers, ladies and gentlemen. I'm delighted to be attending the 4th Indian Sakura Science Club Alumni meeting and happy to share my thoughts on the promotion of Indo-Japanese intercultural exchange program catalyzing greater achievements in science and technology. The Sakura Science Exchange program, since its inception in 2014, has successfully invited talented young people from across the world to come to Japan with the objective of introducing and offering them an experience in Japanese science and technology. With the joint effort of industry, academia, and government, the foundation of this program is the desire to build trust and deepen mutual understanding based on the interactions amongst the people. In this regard, it has received high praise from universities, research institutes, municipalities, and private companies in and outside of Japan. From India, there are about 252 professors and 144 research visa holders. The number of Indian students at undergraduate, postgraduate as well as research level applying for Government of Japan's mixed scholarships is increasing every year. Similarly, increasing number of Japanese students are going to Indian universities and institutions to study various courses. Apart from academic partnerships, several Indian institutions have started India-Japan Center. For example, Indian Institute of Management, Bangalore, India-Japan Study Center, Indian Institute of Management, Nagpur, Indo-Japan Research Center, etc. Similarly, many Japanese institutions have started research centers and labs with collaboration with India or focus on India. India's greatest strength for the next few decades, at least, is its 650 million skilled young demographic dividend. The human resources potential of India, especially skilled workforce in ICT, is today recognized as one of the best in the world. There are more than 12,500 Indians in Japan who have highly skilled visas, among a total of over 40,000 Indians living in Japan. There is, however, a much greater potential due to the synergies that exist between India and Japan. The two countries are aware of the importance of cooperation in education in enabling transformation into knowledge-based societies as Digital India and Japan Society 5.0. Both countries are already exploring opportunities to further deepen the bilateral cooperation in areas such as biotechnology and healthcare, agriculture, skill development, digital partnership, industrial trading, hydrocarbon, fuels, nanotechnology, science and technology, environment, information and communication technology, robotics, alternative sources of energy, semiconductors, amongst many more. In India, there is also a rapid development in frontier technologies of beyond 5G, big data analytics, quantum computing, blockchain, Internet of Things, cybersecurity, etc. Our startup ecosystem has emerged as the third largest in the world in a very short time. It is encouraging that these areas are led by highly skilled young entrepreneurs. We are working together in areas of our respective strength to utilize the enormous potential for cooperation in several educational fields, including cutting-edge technologies. Intercultural exchange programs are critical to realize the immense potential of our two nations. There is a need to deepen people-to-people exchanges and scientific cooperation through recognition of common interest areas and pursuing mechanisms such as interest clubs, exchange programs, and India-Japan laboratories, cooperation, webinars, etc. Recently, India has started short-term Japanese language courses in technical institutions as well, with an aim to have a working knowledge of the Japanese language and getting acquainted with the Japanese culture. All these developments bolster our cooperation in research and undertaking co-innovation, co-creation and co-production to not only invent solutions but also to create and manufacturing products for global consumption. As we celebrate this year the 70 years of establishment of diplomatic relations between India and Japan, I do commend the efforts made by Indian Sakura Science Club Alumni Association to bridge the gap between the two countries. I congratulate the organizers for organizing this meeting and take India-Japan partnership forward. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Namaskar.
Thank you so much, sirs, for your kind words. I hope one of the participants might have got his answer. He asked why the intercultural exchange between two countries is important. Thank you for your speech, sir. Now we move to our next guest speaker. He is Dr. D. Shakti Kumar. He is president of JSPS Alumni Association and professor of Graduate School of Interdisciplinary New Science, Toyo University, Japan. He received his PhD from Mahatma Gandhi University of Kerala, India. He got prestigious JSPS Japan postdoctoral fellowship. He is interested in research fields such as developing bio-nano devices and nanodrugs to fight cancers, biomaterials, biochemical and optical sensors, etc. He has published over 131 peer-reviewed research articles, including many cover pages of the articles and review articles. He has 8 patents in his credit. Under his guidance, 18 students received their doctoral degrees so far. For his work in biopolymers, the Society of Polymer Science, Japan, honored him with Asia Excellence Award. He is currently serving as editorial board member of Scientific Reports, which is a nature publishing group. I welcome Dr. Shakti Kumar to deliver his lecture.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your kind introduction. His Excellency, Mr. Satoshi Suzuki, Honorable Ambassador of Japan to India. His Excellency, Mr. Sanjay Kumar Verma, Honorable Ambassador of India to Japan. Mr. Hosoda Hiroyuki, Honorable Chairman of Japan-India Parliamentary Friendship League. Dr. Kishi Teruo, Director General, Sakura Science Program, JST. Other distinguished speakers, honorable delegates, and Indian Sakura Science alumni members. As chairman, I am representing Indian JSPS Alumni Association and would like to introduce our activities to encourage India-Japan science and technology collaborations. IJS started in 2006 to contribute positively and to enhance as well as to sustain the collaboration between India and Japan in science and technology field. Currently, we do have more than 420 active members working in various capacities, including vice chancellors, directors, etc. Well spread mostly across all over India and also in other 10 countries, including Japan. We have started organizing India-Japan science and technology seminars from 2010 onwards to bring scientists from India and Japan in one platform for active discussions. We hosted our first seminar at IIT Delhi in 2010. As mentioned, one picture is more than 1,000 words. I would like to mention that a video would be much more than that. I would like to play a short video which contain the last our conducted 12th India-Japan Science and Seminar in Hyderabad last week. Thank you. Thank you for sharing this. So as you would have seen that, how intense we are doing for the promotion of India-Japan Science Seminar for the past 10 years. So during our IIT Delhi seminar, we have created 4 chapters as North, East, South, and West in India to conduct IJS program efficiently. So far, we had conducted our India-Japan seminars in various places under different chapters, starting from Delhi and moved to Trivandrum, Nagpur, and Bhubaneswar, Chennai, Varanasi, Mysore, Goa, Calcutta, and again New Delhi, and last time in Bhubaneswar. So our effort is to move around Japan, move around India, and to spread the Japanese universities and welcome the Japanese professors to local areas so that they can discuss further and increase the collaborations, which has been resulted in tremendous ways between India and Japan collaborations in the field of science and technology. We are doing some pivotal roles to collaborate in between India and Japan in the field of science and technology, as well as we are providing a lot of science, and along with that, arts forms are also presented to the Japanese audience to teach them that the India is widespread as well as in the culture and everything. And during that one, we are also conducting a lot of programs to the school kids by inviting them to interact with Japanese professors and Indian professors, mentioned as igniting minds, so that because you all are actually the future of our India-Japan collaborations. And from the beginning itself, when Sakura Science program started and they came to India, I was inviting Nishikawa-san, who is in charge of that, and to introduce and to interact with the Indian students so that it can be a very good awareness, it can be spread throughout India. So I feel came to know that more than 3,000 students visited Japan clearly means that how effective that was. So congratulations for the Sakura Science program for spreading and giving a lot of opportunities for Indian students to come to Japan and get awareness of Japanese institution activities. And just I would like to mention that, along with the Japan Foundation, recently Indian JSPS Alumni Association started implementing Japanese language courses in Indian institutions. So I'm really happy to inform you that this coming Monday, National Institute of Technology, Calicut, is going to start their Japanese language course officially in their institute. And it's our interest that at least one institute should be in each and every state which can teach Japanese language officially. This is our interest, and almost all our IGM members are interested to study and interested to propagate that Japanese language in India. So I do hope that with our activities, as well as now Sakura Science Alumni's activities are also coming very nicely. So hope in near future we can work together to spread this Japanese language throughout the India, as well as science and technology collaborations between India and Japan in near future. I wish all the best for Sakura Science Alumni members for their activities. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your motivating words and showing us that how strong your collaboration of Indian JSPS Alumni Association is. In the future, the Sakura Science Club of India will also try to have some strong initiatives towards the intercultural exchange and join hands with your association to have a better perspective for all. I thank you, sir. So we now move to our next program, that is the keynote session. And I would like to remind you that after the keynote presentations are over, we will have a question answer session. So please write down your questions in the Q&A box only. We will take your questions as far as possible after the keynote session is over. So the first talk of this keynote session is by Professor Wagatsuma Hiroyuki. He is a professor from Graduate School of Life Science and System Engineering, Department of Human Intelligence System, Kyushu Institute of Technology, Japan. Professor Wagatsuma obtained his PhD from Tokyo University, Japan. He has worked as a hardware engineer at NEC Corporation in Japan, worked as a research scientist and a visiting scientist at Riken Brain Research Institute in Japan. Dr. Wagatsuma also worked as a cross-appointment fellow, National Institute of Advanced Industrial Science and Technology. His areas of specializations are nonlinear dynamics, emergent intelligence, episodic memory and emotions, social robot, computational neuroscience, neuroinformatics, sport biomechanics, rehabilitation support, etc. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Wagatsuma for his keynote lecture.
Thank you very much for that kind the introduction. So, can you hear me? The voice is okay?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. So, this is the brief history in the 5 years invitation program to brain-inspired robotics schools offered by Kyushu Institute of Technology. This is Hiroyuki Wagatsuma. So you may know this is Japan. Kita Kyushu is a part of the Kyushu area, a northern part of the Kyushu. So you may know the Kita Kyushu is a bit famous city related to the robot, especially in industrial robotics, because the ISSCA corporation is the worldwide robotic company. So this is one of the tiny humanoid robots. I danced with him, and that is used in the promotion video in Kita Kyushu study. So I shortly introduced my work related to the Sakura Science program. That's why you can check the YouTube video in related to Kita Kyushu and Kyutech. Indeed. Just I shortly used the video. Okay, I'm so sorry, but this is a Kyushu, Japan. So then this promotion video introduced what is the Kyutech. This school in opened 1999. And then now at one international university in Japan, there's 3 campuses. Then we are located at the Wakama campus. 2 undergraduate for and the graduate for. And then this is the number of students. I'd like to skip such a general introduction at Kyutech. I would like to explain my history and lead the Sakura Science program, related to the invitation program to the Indian student. So first time I tried to apply the Sakura Science program, I invited 2 persons from IIT Kampo, the undergrad. So I started the collaboration, Professor Bishak Bhattacharya, the mechanical engineering IIT Kampo, then the third, the actual research collaboration. Then I accepted 7 persons at the IIT Kampo, undergrad first, the 1 person, and the master at 6 persons. Then it gradually expanded the more the research-oriented collaboration based on the Sakura Science program. We offered the workshop, the lecture before opening such a Sakura Science program. I visited, first time I visited giant program, the Ministry of Education in India, Human Resource, the development program. The government of India kindly invited me as a special lecturer, and I offered a fundamental bio-inspired robotics, a special lecture, the 4 days. So then I have the 23 participants in that point. Then after the selection of the scoring at the lecture, the final exam, I invited 8 persons from the IIT Kampo and the short-term the course student. So then it's continued every year. Unfortunately, due to the COVID-19, stopped such an invitation program now, but I tried to restart again the special workshop for the student and the IIT Kampo and the IIT Bombay in the remote way. I tried to restart again. I would like to shortly introduce what kind of the program we did. So this is 2015. We started such a small training for the design, the robotics, and then this is the robot motion control. This is a picture book. 2016, the brain-inspired robotics. It's the connecting the brain signal processing theory. We offer some special the education program, the recording the brain signal and discussion of the brain sciences. And this is a part of the final presentation by students. We also offer the Kitakyushu tour, some museum that exists in Kitakyushu city. This is the Kitakyushu Museum, Natural History and the Human History. This is the Kitakyushu Environment Museum. Mount Agharkar has a nice view from the top of the mountain to see the whole Kitakyushu city. 2017, the brain-inspired robotics course developed more systematically and then more professional way. We offer some special training sessions, the simultaneous recording, not only the EEG recording, but also eye tracker gaze, 3D human motion, the recording, and the motion capture system. This is the part of the scene, the lecture, the experiment. This is the motion capture system, how it works. So then this is the part of the scene or what kind of experiment they're doing. In that time, we the student planned to examine some brain signal during the game. The janken in Japan is actually the paper scissors game. We offered the others tour in Fukuoka City. This is the udon noodle restaurant and Dazaifu Shrine. It's a very famous shrine in Japan. The enhancing the student ability. This is the mochi, the rice cake. And we also have nice Indian restaurant in Fukuoka, and started by the people from India. And this is the 2018 at the Brain Spa Robotics. They're doing systematically robot operating system lecture in a professional meeting, and we offer then our ceremony. This also this is the final year we offered that actual invitation program physically 2019. They are very actually learned the brain sciences. Then we also have the event food culture exchange. They offer kindly an Indian food in the kitchen at the university. My wife also offered Japanese food inspired the Indian food, because they are the mostly northern part of India. They are vegetarian. We are accepting that kind of student. That's why we didn't use any of the fish burger and meat burger. That's why this is purely vegetarian, but Japanese food. This is a very interesting experience for us. So the final tour we offered, udon tour, udon noodle cooking tour. They tried to learn how to cook the udon noodle in Japan, and then also they learned how to use chopsticks. So I would like to conclude just brief review of the history in the science program. In my project, we continued long time. That's why we try to restart again at the actual invitation program, hopefully. So thank you very much for the kind attention. So then that you can catch the more information on the website.
Now moving to our next talk, which is by Dr. Prashant Dakifalkar, Director, Agharkar Research Institute, Pune, India. He has received his PhD in 1993 in microbiology. He worked as a microbiologist in Global Environment Engineering Limited, Pune. Then he worked as a research associate at University of Virginia, USA, and as a scientist in microbiology department. His research interest lies in the area of microbial diversity associated with extreme, pristine, and other habitats for taxonomy, novelty, and industrial application. He has around 58 publications and 2 projects. I request Dr. Prashant to enlighten us with this talk.
Okay, is my screen visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So, good afternoon, just noon in India, and konnichiwa to all my friends in Japan, honorable ambassadors, respected dignitaries. At the outset, I would like to thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity to share my research carried out in this institute. At present, I'm sitting in this room over here. The research that I want to talk to the participants over here is about the microbial process that we have developed for the production of hydrogen and methane from agricultural waste, which is abundant, which is rich in energy content, and which is renewable. We want to use this particular waste for extraction or recovery of energy in environment friendly way. Uh, Earlier this year, there was an announcement when Honorable Prime Minister from Japan and India met together. They announced partnership in the field of electric vehicles, battery storages, and heartening to see for us in the field of green hydrogen as well. And this is mainly because two Asian economic powerhouse pivot the net zero carbon emission pathways. Subsequently, very soon, there was a call for proposals from Department of Science and Technology under India-Japan Cooperation Science Program. This facilitated the collaboration between India and Japan, and there are several such opportunities which can be availed for cooperation between India and Japan. What exactly are we doing in the field of hydrogen or in the field of methane? That is something that I want to talk to all the participants over here. We at Agharkar Research Institute are concentrating on using the biomass which is generated when different crops are cultivated. India is mainly an agricultural country, so lot of agricultural waste is generated every year. If at all we take an example of rice straw, which is one of the most major crops in India, you will see that when the crop rice is cultivated, in on an average there is huge quantity, that is hundreds of million tons of rice straw is generated, and also hundreds of million tons of husk is also generated. If you take these biomasses into consideration, you will realize that it has a huge potential in terms of energy content. And this energy content can be recovered and used as a renewable source of energy. And this would be a very suitable alternative to the fossil fuels. Now, if we look at rice straw, and if you look at or take into consideration the humongous volumes of rice straw that is produced, unfortunately in India, there are not very suitable uses for the rice straw. And as a result, more than 50% of rice straw is burned in open fields, resulting in emission of greenhouse gases. However, this rice straw can be used for production of biofuels, a liquid fuel or gaseous fuel. In terms of calorific value or energy recovery, the biogas or gaseous fuel seems to be a better option. Hence, what we started doing was to develop a microbial process for extraction of energy from this particular biomass. So we developed a process wherein the rice straw could be digested to generate hydrogen, or rice straw can be digested to generate methane. Whenever such anaerobic digestion is taking place, there is a slurry which is generated. The solid and liquid content of the slurry can be separated. We use the liquid content for the production of and as well as methane content, and we use them to cultivate methanotropes, which can then be used as a source of single cell proteins, lipids, or in some cases pigments. Alternatively, the liquid content can also be used to propagate the microalgae, which can produce the lipids, which can be used as a source of biodiesel. The solid content can be used as a source for compost or organic manure. However, there is one big problem here. Rice straw, which is rich in lignin and cellulose content, is not easily digestible by the microorganisms. As a result, there is a need for physicochemical pretreatment. This can be polluting and energy intensive. So what we started doing was use or take help of microorganisms. We have very interesting microorganisms which can be grouped as bacteria, archaea, fungi, even in that anaerobic and aerobic fungi. And we have been using them to develop different technologies which we have transferred to different industries. But most importantly, we were interested in anaerobic fungi and a specific group of anaerobic bacteria which can degrade lignin and cellulose, break open the structure of lignocellulosic biomass without any physicochemical pretreatment, making the process green process, environmentally friendly process, sustainable process. What we have found out is whenever we are using these microorganisms, they penetrate the rice straw, they break open the crystalline structure, and they make all the carbohydrates and degraded products available for degradation by microorganisms. And then they produce biogas or methane. And if you see this graph, it shows that such pre-treatment, that is the fungal culture used, results in production of various biogas, and this biogas is actually significantly higher than even the thermochemically pre-treated biomass. So this is something which is of interest. What exactly we have done? We have taken rice straw, we have developed a specialized microbial consortium, we have optimized the process parameter to generate methane. What we have also done is we have used the genetic tools to identify what different microorganisms are present, and we have developed a consortium of 12 different bacteria and fungi and archaea which are able to degrade rice straw into simpler carbohydrates, These carbohydrates are then degraded into acids and gases, and this is subsequently converted into methane. Now, whatever methane content we are getting in terms of energy recovery, it is coming to close to 80% or higher amount of energy recovery, which makes this process economically viable, techno-economically feasible, and environmentally friendly. We have developed similar process for the production of hydrogen from rice straw using anaerobic bacteria, which again cater to the same need. And we have done it in the laboratory scales. And now this has been transferred to the industry, where the industry is using hydrogen to run the vehicle or electronic vehicle. We have been doing that for some time now, and we have developed a process for hydrogen production from rice straw, from other agricultural waste, methane production from rice straw, and some other agricultural waste. These have been commercialized, these are being used by the industry. There is still further scope for improvement, scope for collaboration, for example, in scale up studies, in field implementation, development of diagnostic tools or reactor monitoring tools, development of microbial cultures on large scale to set up biogas digesters or to recover the sick digesters, and of course, most importantly, heterologous gene expression of the lignocellulolithic enzymes, which will make it possible to produce them on large scale and use them for such applications. This is something where we are open for any kind of collaborations with the laboratories. We are ready to accept the students from Japan if they want to visit, learn our techniques, and then replicate them, or have some kind of exchanges with other laboratories. So I would like to again thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity, and I would like to thank everyone for patient listening. Arigato gozaimasu. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. I would like to again say to the participant that if you have any questions, please write down in the Q&A box. We will take these questions after the session is over. So now we move to our next keynote speaker, Dr. Sasanka Dalpati, Assistant Professor from Central University of Tamil Nadu. He received his MSc and PhD degree from University of Calcutta. He has been an assistant professor at Institute of Chemical Technology, IISc Bhubaneswar, and from 2020 to present, he is an assistant professor in the Central University of Tamil Nadu. He has received many honors and awards. To name a few, he received Marie Curie Fellowship of European Commission. He was a JSPS Fellow of Japan Society for the Promotion of Science, and also he has received Inspire Faculty from Department of Science and Technology, India. He has over 51 publications. Now I would like to welcome Dr. Shashank. Sir, the screen is yours.
Good morning, good afternoon. Am I audible? And my slide can be visible, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So, respected distinguished dignitaries and different personality and President of Indian JSPS Alumni Association and dear participants. So I am from Central University of Tamil Nadu. So today I will be sharing some of my experiences during my stay in Japan. So although I have given my title as Advanced Functional Materials for Energy and Environmental Applications, so the time is very short. So I will be sharing one of my work which I have done in Japan during my stay as a JSPS Fellow. So here is the contents that life in Japan, very short introduction. I'll be sharing some of the pictures which has been taken by me during my stay in Japan, and a research activity which has been conducted during my stay as a JSPS Fellow, and my current research area, and then conclusion. So I take you to Japan with a small picture session. So in Japan, I think I do not need any additional introductions. So the environment, cleanness, honesty, hardworking, and discipline. So these are, I think, the motivational words which you need to keep in mind, and also it will encourage you to do work in Japan and to do the progress in your career. So so there will be different kind of program in different seasons, so you do not need to remember, but if you look around where you are staying, so they will inform you, you'll be informed by the surroundings that something is going on outside. So for example, during summer, you will be having a great fun with fireworks and different kind of culture and festivals. And during the autumn, so they will be full of colors, and different kind of traditional dresses will be worn by the Japanese people, as well as the visitors who are very interested in participating those events. So here, as I have mentioned, that environment, cleanness, and the culture, politeness, hospitality, everything will attract you to do the research and activity in Japan and visit the Japan again and again. So so this is the picture I have captured, that Nadu is opening his wings and looking for someone to capture the image, and with full of relaxations. So during spring, so you'll be seeing Sakura, those Sakura blossom, and it will be full of colors. So this is the place near to the Okazaki city, near to the riverside. And I think this is not need an introduction. A beautiful picture of and view of Mount Fuji and around the places. So now I will take you to the food court, because we have enough travel throughout the Japan by enjoying different moments. So in the food sides, so there will be different kind of foods. Although I was reading some of the comments which has been published through the ISSCA website, that yes, of course, those who are coming from outside first time in Japan, it was also first time for me in Japan. I never went abroad outside the country. So the first time for me, it was little hard to adjust, but yes, slowly I love to eat. And even initially I was cooking myself, but later I found that because we need to work in the laboratory a lot to establish a new things, to achieve a new things, so maybe you may not find enough time to cook day by day. So I used to prefer the some kind of ready-made foods which is easily available and also healthy. I think miso soup and sushi is the special kind of food and drink, so which you can easily take. Although the miso soup is not so, you may not like those who are in first time in Japan, but yes, it is very healthy. So we used to go to the the restaurant to have a sushi. Initially I was away from this sushi kind of things, but later I found that yes, if you taste with wasabi, then you will be enjoying this special food in Japan. And this is one of the picture where my professor and one of the professor who was visiting us from ISC Bangalore, Professor P.S. Mukherjee, and we are enjoying the sushi at the restaurant. And as I have mentioned, that the cleanness, environments, and the kindness of Japanese people, it's really impressed you in different way. As you can see, this is a place that even in a deer, they learn that how to follow the discipline. So this image has been captured by me when I was visiting in Nara Park, and there you can really play with deer. So there is no fear by both sides. So I found that So technically they are waiting in the roadside when that red signal will be on, turn on, so that they can cross the road through the jet cross. So that was really amazing to learn something, that we also need a discipline in every aspect, so that we can achieve, we can maintain, we can grow up, we can learn the value of life. Together with these positive notes, I would like to share that to protect the environment, some of the area we have encountered, during my stay in Japan as a JSP fellow and IMS fellow. So mainly we have focused on different kind of energy and environmental applications by some synthetic materials. So one of them is, we may call is advanced functional materials as porous materials. So they can be used for gas separation and gas adsorption, energy storage and energy conversion, air and water pollution remediation, heterogeneous catalysis, which is very important aspect of the industry, and a sensor which can be also utilized for different type of technological application to protect our country, and somewhere where we can utilize this sensor to forbid the people who are transporting the explosive. So mainly we have worked on kind of polymers. It is kind of 2D or 3D polymers, you can say. And in the left hand side, that nature is very smart. They have already created such kind of texture. So it's a hexagonal honeycomb type of structures. In 2005, Professor Iyagi has been discovered a similar type of synthetic materials, which can be also synthetically prepared in the laboratory, so that that materials is crystalline and it is covalent, and the property can be tuned in different compositions, and which can be the pore size, the voids available inside these materials can be tuned from micropore to mesopores, and it is having the high surface area. And these materials can be useful for different type of energy and environmental applications. So in the right hand side, this is the growth pattern from the monomer unit to the polymers. So initially they will form the polymers through monolayer, and then they may stacked together to form the higher order dimension. So this is the way that they will be creating a porous channel inside the polymer materials. Although it seems look from the schematic it's very easy, but the concept and the fundamentals behind it is very unique to control the polymer growth as well as the tune the porosity and crystallinity of the material. So this is the design strategy by which you can control the structure as well as function and as well as the growth of the polymers. So there will be 2-3 different parameters by which you can control your structures. For example, in the left hand part, I have shown that how you can design your monomer to form a polymers in different way, and they can create different type of porous channels, which has been designated through a color circle. You can see easily that they are different in pore size. In the right hand side, these are the reactions which you can utilize. Mainly we utilize this kind of a dynamic covalent chemistry by which you can control the structures and the crystallinity of the polymers. So by keeping this design strategy in mind, so I have designed a triangular topology by which we have implemented this topology to synthesize these two kind of two-dimensional polymers. One is HPV COP, another is HBC COP. So as the output of this design strategy, so we have successfully designed a triangular topology by which you can achieve the super microporous framework. This is one. Second one is that you can achieve the high pi density by which you can apply them for different type of optoelectronic applications. And third is this polymer is robust, means thermally stable up to 450 degrees on nitrogen. And this is very simple immune linked covalent organic frameworks. So we have successfully prepared these materials, and we have found that this design strategy can give the high pi density, and they can really differentiate their structures. We found that ABC COP, which is constituted of hexabenzocoronine, and hexaphenyl benzene. So their structures is significantly different, and their property is also significantly different that can be easily measured by the photoconductivity. So we found that the photoconductivity for the HBC curve is much higher, where the hole mobility can be calculated as high as 0.7. So to find out the reason behind it, we have calculated the theoretical calculation by using different models of HPV and HBC curve, and we found that because of this propeller shaped bicolumn, which is in the HPV curve, so they are unable to form the strong pi-pi interactions, where the distance between two layers are 5.2 angstrom, and stacking energy is 46.7 kilocalorie per mole. On the other hand, because of this large pi system, they are easily form the pi-pi stacking, and the distance between two layers is just 3.5 angstrom, and that's the reason that it is showing the high mobility in the crystalline polymers. So what we can conclude from here, so by successive design and from the use of dynamic covalent chemistry, you can really achieve the polymer growth and polymer crystalline material to achieve different kind of applications. So currently we are working on different type of projects. One is light emitting materials, which can be based on PI phenomenon or different type of illumination materials. And also recently we received a project to investigate the multi-step water purification by using Excel biowaste in a different way. So we will be using this kind of materials to conduct different area of research, which may be improve the gas absorption, water purification, light emitting sensors, and catalysis. So these are the related articles recently we have published in different journals. So in conclusion, what we can conclude that, so if you want to have a crystalline polymers, then you need to balance the covalent and non-covalent interactions both, so that you can achieve the high dimensional polymer with sufficient crystallinity. Such as an example, you can take the biopolymers where they have the covalent bond and non-covalent interaction, hydrogen bond interactions control their crystallinity to form such kind of crystalline polymer networks. So I would like to thank you all who for listening me, and thank you organizer for giving me this opportunity to share my experience in Japan and the research works which I have been conducted in Japan and my current research. Thank you. You can visit us in CUTN. The website link is given here. Thank you all. Thank you for kind listening.
Thank you so much, sir, for your talk. And we are already running late in our session. So the Q&A session will postpone. And if you have any questions, you can directly write to the speakers, or you may just write in the Q&A box and we'll forward your questions. And I hope you will receive your answers in due course of time. So now we move to the next session, which is very important session, that is the photo session. So may I request all of you to switch on your cameras, the dignitaries, the speakers, and all the participants, so that we can have a group photograph. So please, I request, please switch on your cameras. I'll wait for next 10-15 seconds so that you can switch on your cameras, and then I will count to 5 to 1, and then maybe we can have 2-3 pictures clicked so that everybody is in the frame. कोई बात नहीं, मेरे साथ. May I request again to switch on the cameras to the participants and other dignitaries? I think. So is everybody ready? Should I'll count to 5, 4. Okay, ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give me a moment so that I can click a few more pictures so that everybody is in frame and is smiling. Okay, just one more picture, please. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Smile, please. Okay, thank you so much, all of you, for your patience. So now we move to the next session. May I request all of you to please switch off your cameras now so that we can move to the next session. Okay, so the next session is a sharing session from Indian Sakura Science Club Alumni Association members. And after these presentations, we will again have a Q&A session. I hope we will keep this session very brief so that we can incorporate if there are some questions. So the first presentation is by Mr. Priyam. He is a coordinator of ISSCA. He has completed his MTech in Material Science and Technology and presently pursuing PhD in Material Science at IIT Jammu, India. He is currently working on thermal management materials for electronic applications. He has a short work experience in Yoshida Incorporation Limited, Japan as mechanical engineer intern. He has participated in research exchange program in Kyushu Institute of Technology, Japan, sponsored by JST. May I now request Mr. Priyam to start his speech. Yeah.
So thank you, Dr. Pragya, for the introduction. I'm Priyam, and since she has introduced me enough, so I'm skipping my introduction. Today I'm going to talk about an approach to study in Japan. So when a student used to graduate or after schooling, they used to wonder that where should I go, which country should I select for studying. So I would suggest to choose Japan because it has various kind of universities which is highly ranked in QS ranking, and approximate 15 professors and scientists has been selected for the Nobel Prize. And it is already explained that Japan has most technological and most famous in technology and science. So let me start. So these are the contents which I'm going to follow. Firstly, I will explain about my experience in Japan. Then I will proceed with how to start when you are going to study in abroad. Then I will introduce about the funding opportunities and scholarship available in Japan, and a few internship programs offered in Japan. Some other important information which you should know while going to Japan, and some documents which are required during. I have been working to Wagatsuma, Kyushu Institute of Technology. So the first image is about the brain interface robotics when we were performing the experiments. Apart from the research, we have visited some nearby places in shrine and amusement park and museum and Yaskawa robotic company. And the another, I have been selected for METI Government of Japan internship program, which is Ministry of Economy, Trade and Industry. So here I was working with the Yoshida Incorporated Limited. So its company director was my supervisor, Dr. Yonekawa. And I was basically working for designing of glove box as a mechanical engineer. So I have worked 2 months here. And the whole program was funded by the government of Japan. So let's start. So for undergraduate, masters and PhD, I have made 3 columns that how they should follow and how overall we should proceed. So for undergraduate, you should explore and plan your area of interest, that which field you want to work, and then list the universities for which you are looking for, if any, or you can also select from the QS ranking top ranked universities, and check the eligibility through their website. Find the scholarship. Usually in the university website itself, you can find the scholarships available, or Government of India also offers some scholarship. So there are a lot of scholarship options. I will proceed and will explain about it in upcoming slides. And prepare the documents and apply. So for masters and PhD students, the procedure is quite different, because here we have to select the professors. You have to find the prospective supervisors. So for masters, just to follow the professors of your area of interest and list the relative lab which you are interested to work in future. Look for the funding, and the same procedure you have to follow. Prepare the documents and apply. So for PhD, you have to make the connection. You can use Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever social media sites you are hands-on, and make your list where you are interested to work in your research field, and make a column of supervisors, their email, their research area, so that you can easily get to know that, okay, this professor is working on this one, and you can directly contact. So look for the funding. Sometimes professors have funding from their project, and university also offers some kind of fundings, and government is also offering a lot of fundings for the PhD programs. So I will explain about the funding. So these are the scholarships offered by the government of Japan. So one of the most prestigious fellowship is mixed scholarship, which is basically offered in two different categories. One is embassy recommended, and another one is university recommended. In case of embassy recommended scholarship, you can go through the embassy of Japan in India, the original website, and you can find the more information there. I have included the link at the end of the slide in the reference section. So this embassy recommended scholarship contains mainly 3 stages, which is firstly document screening, written test, and interview. So after that, the application will be forwarded to Japan, and they will further select the candidate. So in case of university recommended scholarship, you have to visit the website and apply for the admission. Then it would be considered automatically. And sometimes the university also offer directly to apply and contact using supervisor. So supervisor will forward your application. So it depends on the universities. So I prefer to go to website and get the more details. JASSO is the organization which offers various kind of scholarship program for those who are privately financed international students, as well as students exchange support program. So here we have also included JASSO session. There you can get the more information about this. So more fundings are also available by local governments and private foundation, which I have listed at the end of the slide. And some on-campus scholarship and tuition fee reduction you can also get from the university side. So there are a lot of fundings available. And this is a PNST fellowship program. Those students who are interested for working in nano satellite technologies, so this is the best opportunity for them. This program is funded by United Nations and Japan both. So this is a collaborative work, and students will be trained in making the nano satellites, which is about 5 centimeter to 15 centimeter, depends on the application. And this program will be held in Kyushu Institute of Technology, Japan itself. And this program also offers other fellowship programs, which is non-degree courses, you can say. So they offer a drop tower experiment series where you can test your hypergravity and all. Diameter centrifuge hypergravity experiment where you can test without gravity, some experiments if somebody wants. So more programs are also offered. I suggest to visit the website and get more information. These are some internship programs for those students who are recently graduate or who are involved in any institution currently. So first one is OISC internship program. Here you can, all the programs having fully funding. So you don't need to worry about anything. just go to the website and get the more details. First one is OIST, where Onikawa Institute of Science and Technology. So they also offer project-based internship, where you can get the details in the website as given here. And the second one is University of Tokyo research internship program. The first and second one is research internship program, while the third one is industry-based internship program. Here in third one, METI government of Japan will fund you, and you will be working with the industry. So this program will be around 2 months. So you will be having a hands-on experience with the industry, Japanese industry. So this is the resources where you can get to know about more to study in Japan. Some session, it includes study and work in Japan sessions, useful information, internship programs between India and Japan, some more information about study in Japan. Most of the information you can get from this website, and I have listed the website at the end. So these are the important documents which you will be seeing at the time of the admission when you are applying in abroad also, and in Japan you will see these kind of documents. CV, you must have to take care about it, because it is very one of the most important documents which explains about your academic career and your experience. So cover letter, research proposal, personal statement, and motivational letter. That information I could not explain here, but if you can Google, or then you can find more information about this. So particularly for research proposal, it is also one of the most important documents. If you are a master and a PhD students, you must need to write in detail and the exact words which you are going to expect to do the research in Japan. So after, at the time of communicating, it is very important to write an email, and it should be very much structured so that you can get the proper response, and it also indicates that how your candidature is. So these I have listed that how it should be written. This is just a structure. You can modify it. Just one thing you need to know, that it should be concise and precise. Your information should be enough to reader. If it is professor or university staff, they must know that what you are looking for and what you want to do. So yeah. Yeah, these are the references which I have listed. First to 8, these are the websites where you can get more information. You can contact me or the program organizers for this PPT, and you can go through this list. In the 9th, I have mentioned the doc file links, where I have mentioned some opening of 2023 intake for masters, PhD, and undergraduate. All some of universities are listed with the opening and deadline of the program, and their application link is also given there. So I recommend all those who are interested to study in Japan to go through these websites and prepare your documents and go ahead with the study in Japan. So thank you very much for listening me. If you have any doubt, you can always contact me. I will be available here. So you can contact me over my email, which I have given at the first slide. And you can also ask the questions at Q&A session. Thank you so much for listening. Yes. Now I introduced Dr. Pragya Bhatt to give a speech on Sakura Science Exchange Program for the perspective of a young researcher. Dr. Pragya did her PhD from BHU, India. She is presently working in Senior Scientific Associate at Science and Engineering Research Board, DST, New Delhi. She received many prestigious awards. To name a few: Professor Dr. S.N. Ghosh Young Scientist Award, Inspire Faculty Award, DST Women Scientist Award, D.S. Khotri Postdoctoral Fellowship. Her research interest is in the field of experimental atomic and molecular physics. She has more than 50 research papers published in reputed scientific journals. I welcome Dr. Bhatt to deliver her lecture. The screen is yours. Thank you.
Is my okay. So very good afternoon, everybody. In India also, it's a good afternoon now. So I am Pragya, as you know, and I'm going to present my personal experience, how I felt and when I visited Japan. This is a non-technical session. It is purely based on my experience in the Sakura Science Exchange Program while visiting Japan. So I visited Japan in 2016 as a young researcher, and I participated in a TMU mini workshop and another conference of physics and chemistry, bridging between different countries, where participants from all over Asia came up and shared their sites. I presented my talks there, and JST has been kind enough to extend my stay in Tokyo Metropolitan University for another 15 days so that I can perform some experiment with my collaborators with whom I have only talked through email or by phone before that. And this Sakura Science Program gave me an opportunity to actually visit there and see their lab and have some experiments. And my research work basically lies in the area of ion collisions with the molecules that are present in the interstellar medium. So how my work was affected by Japan visit is shown in this slide. I work in the different energy ranges from 0.1 kV to 10,000 kV. And at my present, my institution of IUSC India at that time, the energy range was available from 10 to 10,000 kV. And below that, I was not able to do experiments. And this Sakura Science Exchange Program gave me an opportunity to extend my energy range for the ions so that I can have a better understanding of the interstellar medium and how the ions from the solar flares interact with the molecules present in that atmosphere. So I will cut short my talk with some of the results here, some of the interesting results, and we have a few publications together in collaboration with the Tokyo Metropolitan University. We have presented our work in different conferences in India, in Portugal, and in recently in August 2022, our group visited Matsue, Japan, where there was a highly charged ion collision workshop, and where we were again able to collaborate with our collaborators in TMU and other parts of Japan in Riken. So moving to the non-technical part, which I was saying, is this, that if you are going to Japan, don't worry, this is considered to be one of the safest country, and I have realized it while working inside the lab. All safety measures are followed there, and outside also I could freely roam around even in the night as well. There was no problem. So even if you are going alone, be prepared that nobody is going to, I mean, you will not be harassed anywhere. Everybody is there to help you out. So feel free to go to Japan if you wish to study or pursue your career there. And also we had some excursion to Mount Fuji. Of course, we cannot go there, but we went to a nearby top hill and we could see the Mount Fuji. This picture is taken by me, and it has been put on the chemistry department of Tokyo Metropolitan University's front page. They like this picture very much. And then we visited Sensoji Temple, some shrines there, and I was able to see a Japanese wedding also there, and they're very courteous to allow us to be a part of the wedding, and they offered some they allowed us to take few photographs also. We went to some museum there also. We had a very wonderful experience. We saw the most advanced robot there, and we had some excursion to different parts of Tokyo and of course the nearby places. And we are thankful to Tokyo Metropolitan University for having us there, and JST and Sakura Science Program. And the next part was the socializing, where our group was going to different places, to different institutions, and of course to different restaurants to have a taste of Japanese cuisine. But unfortunately, I am a vegetarian. But don't worry, you will find some or the other restaurant. You just have to find some Japanese friend who can translate things for you. And I was able to find a good Japanese restaurant which was offering Indian food as well, and I could have some nice coffee and some nice breakfast. And one of the professors in TMU was kind enough to bring for me the vegetarian food. So don't worry if you are a vegetarian. There are a lot of options available there. Only you have to be very you have to find somebody who understands Japanese, or you have to learn Japanese yourself, so that it will be a easier stay for you. And with this, I would like to thank you all for your patience. And I hope with these talks, we will be able to have more and more collaboration among each other for a better prospects. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, all. And now, I would like to start the Q&A session here, as we are short in time. So I would move to the next session, and the question answer of all the session, I will try to club in there. So the next session is the study and work in Japan session, and a presentation will be given by a representative from Japan Student Service Organization, JASSO. And after this presentation, of course, we will try to have a few questions from you. So please write down your questions in the Q&A box. For without delaying the session, I would like to invite the representative from JASSO. The screen is yours.
Thank you. I think everyone can hear me. My name is Raymond. I'm from JASSO Malaysia office. And today I'm here to share with you the basic information about study in Japan. And yeah, okay, so JASSO stands for Japan Student Services Organization, which is an institution under the jurisdiction of the Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, Science, and Technology of Japan. Basically, we have 3 programs to work with, and under this support program for international students, we provide information to further study in Japan, like what I'm doing now, and also we provide scholarships, and also we conduct examination for Japanese university admission for international students. In short, we call it EJU, to simplify the enrollment of international students into the Japanese university. So now let's get started with the Japanese higher education. Okay, Japanese higher education starts after the completion of 12 years formal educations, which allows students or international students to enroll into the undergraduate program, associate's degree program, and also the advanced diploma together with the diploma programs. So these are the 3 ways that enroll into a Japanese higher education institution. On your very left, this is the way number 1. However, way number 1 is only applicable for undergraduate program. Okay, and this is a program, these are programs that offer English, and you have to complete your year 12 educations together with good proficiency in English, either is a TOEFL or IELTS, then you may apply directly to the Japanese university undergraduate program, which is taught in English. Okay, then we will come to way number 2 and way number 3. These are the ways that you are aiming for courses offered in Japanese, and not only for undergraduate program, but also for junior college, college of technology, and professional training colleges programs. So way number 2, same thing, you have to complete your year 12 educations, then with good proficiency in Japanese, and you have to take an examination, as what I mentioned just now, EJU, and by using EJU examination results, you may proceed to any higher education institution in Japan. And whereas for way number 3, you have 2 options. I mean, you have 2 situations here. Situation number 1, you have completed your 12-year formal education, but no Japanese proficiency. So you may choose one Japanese language school to study Japanese language first, then take EJU examination, and you proceed into the higher education institution in Japan. But for those students that only have year 10, you don't have year 12, then you have to choose one of the Japanese language school, which is appointed by the Ministry of Education to hold pre-U program. Then you study in the pre-U program for at least a year, take EJU examination, then through EJU examination result, you proceed into the higher education in Japan. Okay, then how about master? Master program, you have to complete at least 16 years of schooling. And of course, you have to complete your undergraduate degree. And for doctoral, PhD program, you have to obtain your master degree. And this is how it goes for postgraduates. Search a school, find a thesis advisor, contact the thesis advisor, and obtain an informed consent from the thesis advisor. Then you do the application according to the application guideline, which is downloadable from the official website of the school. Then you do your enrollment, your entrance examination, and you do your enrollment. This wording in red is very, very important. You have to find a thesis advisor, you have to contact the thesis advisor and to obtain an informal consent from the thesis advisor. This is very important. That's why you have to choose the school and you have to do all your preparation in advance, most probably 6 months to a year. Okay, so all the way all the way down, I will have a lot of QR codes because I have the limitation on time. So please prepare your scanner for QR codes. So first, these are the school search for mainly for Japanese track program. Okay, and you may scan this QR code. Number 2, school search. Number 2, mainly for schools that offer in English and also in Japanese track. So you may scan number 2. And number 3, totally in English track. Okay, so this number 3 is only English track program. So if you are planning to go for only English, those courses are taught in English for undergraduate programs. So please kindly scan number 3 QR codes. Okay, then let's move to Japanese language schools. So for those that you have completed year 12 program and you want to polish up the Japanese language and go for more options or more selections in the higher education in Japan, you may scan both of these QR code. But if you are only year 10 students, kindly scan only number 2 because number 2 is are those schools that meant for year 10 students that you have to go through a pre-U program first, then EJU, then proceed into the higher educations. Okay, so for those that you have completed year 12, number 1, number 2. For those that you have only completed year 10 or year 11, choose only number 2 because this is a preparatory program for year 12 or for year 11 or year 10 students. So examination used for studying in Japan, as I mentioned just now, EJU is very important, especially for national university. So subjects, you have 4 subjects here, but divided into 2 paths. For liberal students, you may choose number 1, Japanese as foreign language, number 3, Japan and the world, and number 4, modern maths. And for those that you are intended to aim for a science-related field of studies, you have to choose number 1, Japanese as foreign language, number 2, science, 3 science subjects, you have to choose 2 based on the university requirement, and number 4, further mathematics. Okay, so for more information, you may scan on these QR codes because this MOSAI, Mombusho Scholar Association of India, is the contact person representing the EJU overseas in India. So you may just scan this for more information and you may just liaise directly to them for more information about the applications for EJU examination in India. Okay. So for syllabus, you may scan this QR code, and for the sample of past year question, you may scan the second QR code. Okay, let's talk about the proficiency. Proficiency for Japanese track program. Obviously, you need your EJU and Japanese as foreign language for graduate school, approximately 250 and above. Undergraduate program, 200 to 250, and professional training colleges, which is a vocational school, is it needs about 200 and above. Okay, so for English track program, undergraduate program, TOEFL IBT 71 to 80, and IELTS, you need the minimum requirement is 5.5 to 6. Okay, academic fees and living costs. Yeah, kindly scan these two QR codes, cost of living and academic fees. So for academics fee, in Japan, for example, for instance, for university, they have three types of university: national, local public, and private university. So for academic fee, undergraduates, which is the national and local public university, will cost you about 3,800 USD per year, whereas for a private school will cost you about 5,200 to 22,500. Depends on what you are studying for private school. Okay, so and for living expenses, it will cost you average 650 USD per month. But if you are living in Tokyo, obviously it will cost you more. Okay, so for details, kindly scan these QR codes and you will have more details inside the links. Scholarships. Okay, before arrival, you have 4 types of scholarship that you may apply to. Number 1, Japanese government max scholarships. This one you have to refer directly to the Embassy of Japan in India. Okay, because usually this is before arrival is given through the recommendation from the embassy. So you have to refer directly to the Embassy of Japan in India. And number 2, reservation program for Mobukacho Honor Scholarship for privately financed international students. This one is given through the EJU examination results based on the examination of EJU taken in India. This is not going to be taken in Japan because this is applicable before the arrival. So you have to take EJU in India, then you apply for this scholarship reservation program. Number 3, student exchange support program. This scholarship, you have to be an exchange student in order for you to apply for this scholarship, but through your host university or through your home university in India. Because once we talk about exchange program, it's usually the perception is under an internal school agreement. So you have to refer back to your home university in India about this scholarship application and also for exchange program applications. Okay, so number 4, local governments and private organizations scholarships. And how about after the arrival? Yeah, after the arrival, you have to refer directly to the school of your choice because there are plenty of them, but each school may have different scholarships which are applicable to their international students. So you have to refer directly to them. And also on campus scholarship, tuition fee exemptions, yes, they provide these good facilities or these schemes to international students based on the results, and they give 30%, 50%, or even 100% for the school fee deductions. Okay. For details for scholarship, if you want to know more, please scan this QR code. Okay, employment in Japan. Yes, after you have completed your schooling or your higher education in Japan, it's always encourageable for you to stay back and to work in Japan. And so the graph on your left shows the students that they managed to change their status of resident from a student visa into a working visa. Okay, it's increasing area. For details, please scan this QR code about the employment after the graduations. Each university, they will have a career support center. You are always welcome to go to them to ask about the employment in Japan. Okay, so if you need more information, kindly scan this QR code for search a school, application deadline, and so on. This is a link from JASSO Tokyo. Okay, and contacts in India, you may contact the Embassy of Japan in India. This is mainly for the scholarship application for the max scholarship. You may scan this QR code. And MOSAI, Mombusho Scholar Association of India. Basically, if you want to know more about EJU applications, please scan the second QR code. And number 3, the University of Tokyo India Office, Study in Japan Regions regional office in Southwest Asia. You may scan the third QR code for more contact for you to contact those personnel or the offices in India. Thank you for your time, and I would like to round up my presentation. Thank you for your time, and hope to see you in Japan.
Thank you very much for such an informative lecture. I think most of the questions from the participants have been answered by your talk, but I would like to take one or two questions. Somebody has asked, is there any opportunity to do research in Japan for PhD students who are already working in India at present?
Okay, for this question, yes, but you have to refer to my the PowerPoint just now. You have to contact the university, you have to contact a professor. Okay, so then you have to contact them and you get the self-consent from them, then you do your application accordingly. Yeah, yes, you have opportunity, plenty of opportunity actually.
Or maybe I will take one more question, which is the last question for today.
Sure.
What would be the ways to pursue student exchange programs under new normal conditions? Are there alternative ways such as online visits and training?
Okay, this one as mentioned.
If somebody cannot visit Japan at present, so if they can pursue still from here in India.
I see. Okay. Basically, whether is it possible to do it online or you have to do it physically, this one will depends on the school, the what we call that, the policies. So you have to refer directly to your school currently in India. First of all, do they have this whether do they have this exchange program? If yes, then you may continue with the second question is how they need you to do it, whether it's a physical way or an online ways. So this is very subjective to the school internal agreement policies. So you have to refer to the schools.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. So now we will move to the closing session for today's meeting. So I would like to invite Dr. Jitendra Chugh, the former main coordinator of Indian Sakura Science Club Alumni Association. He did his PhD from Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, India. He is presently an assistant professor of chemistry at ISSCA, Pune, India. His research interest is in the area of NMR spectroscopy of biomolecules. Dr. Chugh, please present closing remarks for today's meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Pragya, for the kind introduction, and namaskar, konnichiwa to everyone. First of all, I would like to congratulate coordinators of India Sakura Science Club Association for putting together such a nice bouquet of talks. ISSCA today has more than 3,000 members, and I'm sure they all would have benefited from today's alumni meeting. I would like to thank all the members of ISSCA for their active participation in the meeting today. I was following the questions. Some of the questions were very interesting, and so keeping it lively with their questions and interactions throughout various talks. I would also like to thank the speakers, including Mr. Hiroyuki, the Speaker of the House of Representatives and Chairman of Japan-India Parliamentary Friendship League, His Excellency Mr. Suzuki Satoshi, Ambassador of Japan to India, His Excellency Mr. Sanjay Kumar Verma, Ambassador of India to Japan, faculties from various institutions in India and Japan, young researchers from India, and representative from Japan Student Service Organization to take time out from their busy schedules and enlightening students on various aspects of Japanese culture, academic programs, study in Japan, life in Japan, etc., and for encouraging Japan-India partnerships in various programs of science and technology. Finally, I would like to thank Japan Science and Technology Agency, JST, for the constant support, without which today's program would not have been possible. I sincerely hope and wish that Sakura Science Program takes new heights and further strengthens Japan-India partnerships in science and academia. Thank you, everyone. Arigato gozaimasu. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words. And I thank you for serving as the main coordinator of ISSCA so far. And we always wish to have your guidance in near future as well. Thank you so much, sir. So now moving to the closing remarks from JST official, Mr. Ito Sotaro. He is not able to be present online with us due to some emergency. So he has sent in a video message. So may I request to play the video.
Thank you for Dr. Paraja Bahat, moderators for today's webinar, and hello to all participants. I'm Sotaro Ito from Japan Science and Technology Agency. Congratulations on a successful ending to today's event. I'd like to give my sincere appreciation to all of you for your participation and mutually beneficial exchange of information. We'd also like to express our sincere gratitude to the honorable speaker, Hosoda Sensei, His Excellency Mr. Sanjay Kumar Verma, Ambassador of India to Japan, His Excellency Mr. Suzuki Satoshi, Ambassador of Japan to India, and Professor Dr. Sakthi Kumar, President of India JSPS Alumni Association, for their greetings to encourage Indian SSC members. We'd also like to thank keynote speakers for sharing their valuable experience and research results. The purpose of today's event is to inform SSC members and general viewers around the world on the experience in study and research in Japan, and also promotion of Indo-Japanese interaction among members for catalyzing greater advancement in science and technology. I believe today's Indian SSC activities inspires you, and you all have had fruitful result. Through this, we hope that our network will be strengthened in the future, and SSC members are encouraged to come to Japan again as students, researchers, or business persons. Japan always welcomes the best and brightest like you. I'm pretty sure that your SSC senior who have now actively working in Japan will help you by giving good advices. JST is very happy to support the activities of Indian SSC and its members. So please keep in touch with us and Japan. Last but not least, I'd like to thank Indian SSC coordinators for your voluntary great effort to open this event. Finally, once again, thank you all your participation today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you very much. And with this, we come to the end of this meeting. But before that, I would like you all to please switch on your cameras so that we can bid goodbye to each other. Can you all come here? Yeah. So before this meeting ends, we would like to say goodbye to all of you. And I appreciate the help and cooperation received from JST, ISA coordinators, members, and all the participants throughout this meeting. I hope we will meet again soon. And I before I announce this meeting is over, maybe we can say bye-bye to each other. Okay, so can you all say this? Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye from just in the office.
Yes.
From us.
Yes. Okay. See you then.